okay? Yeah. Alright. My name's Joel. I run a wrestling sportswear brand called Suplex. Anybody wrestling fan by any chance? No, it's not good for my business, is it really? Okay. So yeah, this is my brand, this is the logo. Now, I'll start with the logo straight off. A lot of actually thought and time went into the logo itself. So, granted, obviously, our niche is professional wrestling, you know, WWE and things like that. But I wanted anyone to be able to wear it. So if it's got a wrestling move on it, and that's not a wrestling fan, probably won't want to wear it. But surprise or not, I took the vowels out of suplex, off the U after S and the E after L. So just said SPLX, and then obviously this is Japanese, you know, everybody knows super dry, right? They got a lot of Japanese words on their clothes, very fashionable. So we did the same thing. That's actually Japanese for wrestling. So I'm still kind of tying it all back to what the company's all about, but kind of keeping it neutral at the same time. That's one of the biggest compliments we get from our fans. Everybody's wearing clothes and it doesn't really scream that you're a wrestling fan. A little bit about me, I'm a massive Jurassic Park fan. Love Bruce Springsteen. I'm a massive Adam Sandler fan. But my biggest passion in life is pro wrestling. This guy is called Daniel Bryan. He's actually one of my closest friends in the whole wide world. I've known Daniel, I've known Bryan for like 10 years now. He went to his wedding, which is about 5 days after this event, and I was there. He got free tickets. I was like, I think I was here, around at this section right here. Nearly 100,000 people, you know, going nuts for him when he won the title at the end. So yeah, it was cool to see my friend and stuff. So I got a lot of experience and stuff. So like, also I'm actually involved in the wrestling business. I'm actually a referee and have been for 12 years. Here's a photo of me pulling a stupid face on a show. I don't know what I'm doing, but Dogger got a great shot right there. That's just a show from a couple of months ago, actually just down the road in Wolverhampton. I've refereed all over the world. America, I've been to, I think it's 31 different states I've refereed in. I've been to Austria, Italy, France, Switzerland. I did a weekend in Ireland 2 weekends ago. I had my first show in Japan in January, and I'm going to Australia at some point next year. That got confirmed a couple of days ago too. So yeah, so that's where the link comes from wrestling. I've been a fan since I was 6 years old, and for me personally, to make a living out of something that you love is great. So obviously it doesn't have to be wrestling for you guys, whatever you guys are passionate about or your massive interest is. So yeah, this is my brand. We sell sportswear. You know, that's more of a fashion item, but it's definitely a shirt. You can wear that in the gym and stuff. You can wear it out anyway. Ideas. There's no such thing as a stupid idea. You know, like I think I was telling Dennis in the thing earlier. Like I'll wake up at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Like have all these crazy ideas. I got like 2 or 3 notepads full of like the crappiest ideas in the world. You know what I mean? They're terrible. Some of them are really good, but I just come up with these ideas in the middle of the night because my brain seems to work. But the fact that I write them down is at least I'm doing something about it. I'm not being like, that's a terrible idea. I'm not counting myself out, I'm just putting them down. So yeah, don't ever discount any of your ideas ever, just write them down, seriously. Because some of those ideas I've come up with years ago, I've actually gone back to and I've kind of took snippets from it and I've implemented it in my current business or an old business of mine. So yeah, please don't discount ideas ever, seriously don't. Because you may get that one good idea, you may have 100 ideas and one may be worth £1 million, you know what I mean? That's why you got to look at it. Know your customer. Know your customer is really, really, really important. Obviously, the experience I have in wrestling and being a fan myself and doing all these shows, I know the customer quite well. I know that the customer likes to collect things. You know, they like to get loads of different shirts and stuff. Like I saw one of my best customers actually at a live event this weekend called Josh, big fat guy, but that's okay. He buys like everything. Like I worked out his orders a day. He's made like 19 orders in the last nearly 2 years, and like his average order is like 100. I think it worked out like £174. I worked out. I was just interested the other day. But it's a lot of money, you know what I mean? Like his average, like his first couple orders were like 1 or 2 items, but then now he buys like 12 items at once. You know what I mean? Like his biggest order ever, he's actually our biggest order ever was like I think it was £262. I think his biggest ever order was. So to me, I was like, wow, I'll take care of this guy. So every time I see him, I'll make a little effort for him, you know. But yeah, know your customer well. He always gives me, oh, maybe try this, do this. You know, so know your customer is really important too. Okay, worldwide, these are the countries that we sold to, plus there's actually more than 50 more countries. Top countries that we sell to are England, America, Australia, and then Canada. We're really trying to get popular in Mexico and Brazil because the wrestling markets there are huge. Especially it's really growing in Brazil, but talking about earlier as well, there's not much money in Brazil. or Mexico for any much disposable income because their wage is so low. So I think somebody's telling me they have to work like 3.5 days to be able to afford one of my t-shirts. That's pretty sucks really, but that's just the way it is. So I'm trying to come up with some different ways to get around that. Everybody know who this guy is? Yeah, Alan Sugar. Who watches The Apprentice? Anybody watch The Apprentice? It's good, especially if you're a business student. I really believe. Like I've learned a lot from watching. I never had a business lesson in my life. Never had what you guys have got right now. Never. I was went straight into it, blind, you know. But I always watch The Apprentice because even though he does the same thing every single year, it gets pretty tedious, gets pretty boring. His points are really valuable, and I think this is his most valuable point he has on The Apprentice, smelling what's selling. So one of our most popular shirts, which I've got a picture of it really, is it's called the Prince is Dead shirt. It's got like an outline of this, one of the wrestlers that we sponsor. It's got Prince is Dead down the side. It became like a really popular shirt, the fact that we released it four or five different times in different colours, and it sold, the worst colour that sold, we still sold like 200 of them. I think now we sold like over 3,000 of these shirts, and the profit's 2/3 of the cost. So it's, you know, it's good money. And we're about to release a glow-in-the-dark version, so I'm actually clearly spelling what's selling. That hoodie that was at the start with the black sleeves, and that sold way better than I expected to, so I kept getting those more in, keep getting in. And I'll leave it for a while and, you know, make the demand more. So yeah, smelling what's selling is really important as well, you know. I do, if you don't watch The Apprentice, I think it's coming back on in a couple of weeks, I think. I advise that you definitely watch it. And as you're making notes now, make notes as you're watching that too. Listen to what he says, because he comes from a similar background to I do. He started selling on the market, so I sell live events, he sells on the market. You know what I mean? We came from different... No, I'm never going to be where he is. He's great, but you know, he comes from a working class background and he worked his way up, so I have a lot of respect for that man. Failure, who thinks this is a bad thing? Be honest, it's not a trick question. Okay, one person, had one person last time. I was expecting everybody's hand to go up, but okay.
No,
yeah.
I'm
Most
joking.
people think failure is like the word's negative, right? Everybody agree on that? It's quite a negative word. Now, I failed at several different things, and it's okay. Like, I don't have a fear of failure. You can't if you want to succeed. That's in general in your everyday life and in business. Obviously, this is about business. We apply to that today. Failure is like you've got to turn that negative into a positive and think like you failed, but you should get excited by the fact that you're going to learn from that mistake, not make that mistake twice. You know, does that make sense? So you don't want to. So don't. Some people get caught up in that a lot. I'm failed, and like, oh, I failed. I'm never going to be a success. I think it was Thomas Edison. Like failed 100 times. His 101 idea was the light bulb. I think that's or 99. He failed 99 times, and his 100th idea was the light bulb. You know what I mean? The greatest invention probably ever was the light bulb. You know what I mean? Or one of them. So like, he failed that many times, but he kept going, kept going. He was one of the first true entrepreneurs, you know. This was my old brand. I had a surf and skate clothing brand owned with my two best friends. That ultimately failed, even though we made some money for a start. Two guys, they weren't really business minded. They left after a while. I ran it on my own, and then we were going to rebrand it and launch it with like we think like changing name or changing the logo and different things, so and rebrand it and stuff. But Suplex started taking off, so I had to like just forget about the company at that point. There was still something left in the bank account at the end, which I still deem as a failure because we never reached that goal, you know. But even if you don't reach your goal, it's not necessarily a failure. It's just that was my point of view on that. Also, what I was talking about that is, if you ever run a business, you run it with partners. One negative I will say, and I'm not putting down on this at all because it does work for a lot of people. I know a lot of businesses that are partnerships. A lot of my friends that are in partnerships and are very successful. But there's always going to be one person doing more work than the other. In that partnership, there's always me doing the work constantly. I was very consistent. The other two would be up and down, you know. Let's just remember that one. What's trending? Now, I think this is to do with social media, and it is in a few minutes, but it's also what's trending in pop culture and what's trending in the world. So, anybody watch the UFC or heard the UFC in here? Everyone know who Ronda Rousey is?
Yeah.
Right. So, like, right now, she's doing so much for females in sports. It's fantastic. It's actually really cool to see. So, like, this year alone, like, the Women's World Cup was huge. Ronda Rousey exploded this year. She's been in a film. She's like the women's champion. Just beats everybody in seconds. Seriously, seconds. She beats a girl in like 16 or 13 seconds or something like that. It was amazing, you know what I mean? I would not want to mess with her at all, you know? But, yeah, Ronda Rousey, she's a huge figure in the world right now, and will go down in history as one of the greatest female athletes, if not the greatest female athlete of all time. So because of this, I sponsored, like, at the time I sponsored like 5 male wrestlers. And I was like, just before she really exploded, I'm like, I could see this, you know? I could see that I needed to add a female to the team. So after, you know, a bit of hoo-ha and a bit of, you know, trying to find like who would suit the best, we added a female wrestler called Gail Kim. Now Gail is obviously very attractive, lads, you know what I mean? You can't deny that really. She's about this big, very cute, but in more important, a really nice person, and is considered the best women's wrestler in the last 30 years as well. Now she's sponsored by my brand. Obviously this is a photo shoot she did for Suplex. I can't quite tell you, but you can see the logo there. So we added her because that was what's trending at the time. You know what I mean? I was trying to stay ahead of the curve as much as possible. Our social media. That's our social media outreach. 5,000 likes on Facebook. 7,500 is it followers on Instagram? Is that what you call them? Followers on Instagram and 23,000 on Twitter. Obviously, Twitter is where our main thing that we really get in on the hashtag on that because it helps with people seeing our products. And sometimes if we hashtag something that's happening to do with wrestling, that person may have never heard of us and tend to get a new customer. You have to reapply with that. You have to reapply the law of averages as well. Like last night, I'm here on like 3 hours sleep or 3.5 hours sleep because there was a big live event from America last night on TV, wrestling event, and they're very social interactive. So I was tweeting the whole way through the show, trying to get some extra sales. I got extra 7 sales. I made like just 65, 75 pounds, which 75 pounds I wouldn't have earned if I just slept. I mean, I needed to sleep. I need to sleep now, but it's okay. You know, just gotta get on with it. You gotta work hard. There's no substitute for hard work. I'll tell you that right now. There's no substitute for hard work. Like you can pay people to work for you, but if you can just do the job yourself, might as well do the job yourself. You know. So yeah, social media is really important. Also, behaviour on social media too. So like, great hours to tweet between 7 and 9 in the morning, 12 and 2. And 5 and 7. Also, as far as behaviour, try not to swear on your social media. Also, if you've got personal accounts now, don't put anything, if you think it's dodgy, don't tweet it. That's what I would say, because a lot of people get in trouble. People backtrack through your tweets and stuff, and a lot of people get sacked from their jobs and things like that. That's sensitive nowadays. Try not to swear on it, because you don't know what's going to come back and bite you. It could be an investor that's done some research into you, that's going to invest in your company, and but no, I don't like this guy's attitude, even though it was only 5 years ago. You get what I'm saying? So, important thing. Our mission. Our mission is literally our slogan. Progression defines success. Mainly the top one. I really believe this equals this, and obviously including hard work. Progression is such a broad term, but like as a person, I like to. People ask me for like advice on whatever. And I'll say, keep looking forward, keep moving forward, because that's where you don't go backwards. It's good to look back, sometimes you need to look back to reflect where you come from, to help you in your self-preservation, but you need to look forward, and that's progression. So, I really believe, I always like to have slogans where it's true to me because I'm not leaving the company, you know, so that's just my take on that. So that's definitely our mission, to keep progressing with the company, get better quality, have better customer care, have better this, have better that, better packaging, literally better everything you can possibly think of. Better website, which we're working on right now. Growing quicker than expected. This happened last year, so I was supposed to move into an office, and I did for about 2 weeks, and we got kicked out of the office. Nothing to do with me, I did nothing wrong for once. These two brothers own this big building. I was on this massive floor of this building, and relatively cheap as well, and they had fallen out, and then they kicked all the they were selling the big building, they kicked us all out, like, oh great. So I had to go back home, and literally there's boxes all the way up the stairs, in the spare room, all around my bedroom, in the front room. The dog used to sleep on top of some of the boxes and stuff, you know what I mean? It's not the greatest thing. Around by the dining table, in the kitchen, anywhere I could, under the stairs, anywhere I could put them, there's nowhere to put them. Luckily, okay, I'm really, really, really happy I found an office 5 minutes walk from my house, which is fantastic in the morning, especially if it's raining. And we went to an office probably about the same size as this, maybe slightly smaller than this classroom. It's good size, but we outgrew that in like 2 months. So I was like, oh no, I started panicking. I was like, my lease was like for another 10 months after that. So luckily an office just became available that day when I realised that we needed to move. And I asked the landlord was there too, and I was like, dude, can I move in there? He's like, yeah. So he charged me like a little bit extra for like, it's the same width but double the room. So now, for our new plans, we're looking at adding protein powder, so I need even more room now. So that won't happen until like probably summertime next year. So growing quicker than expected. You don't anticipate too much because it probably won't happen because the way your mind works. But you gotta expect it to. Like for the first like 18 months, we were almost 6 months ahead of where I planned to be. And ahead is work like that. Right, so these are our items. These two items here, we just released like a 4-piece fitness range. That's done better than I expected as well. The only reason I released such a small range was just to keep the momentum going. We haven't released anything for 3 months, brand new, because some range is still doing well. And I wanted to keep some momentum, keep our name going out there before our winter range comes out at the end of this month. So yeah, we even released a new pair of sunglasses this summer, did well. This t-shirt was released in February this year, that did really well, did like 250 units of those, at £10 profit, so that's good. That's a good cash run. This one, that's done pretty well too. Alright, these items, right, so these are all brand new this summer, right? So like a tote bag and a kid's t-shirt. A kid's t-shirt didn't do too well. This tote bag did very well, and we've also actually got one with me today. We start our own like energy drink as well, which sells okay on the website. We sell part of like a bundle pack, like a lanyard and some other stuff. But yeah, we released our own energy drink as well. It's made in Germany. Now I've got this stocked in 3 gyms local to my house, but we're looking next year going further afield and try and get into chain gyms and maybe even like a Tesco or something. I have some packaging coming soon, like pack 6 of them and stuff, so I just design that. Well, roughly design at the moment. So yeah, that's the plan for that. So that's just another element of the business I'm taking. It won't go on the website anymore, it'll just go out and go into these stores, just a different element of the business, which is fine to do, you know. So. Yeah, so there's me, very handsome man, with some of my best friends in the world actually. I've known all these guys here. These guys here, the guys that sponsor, plus Kyle, who's not in the photo, he joined about a month after this photo was taken, and Gail as well, was added in February. This was taken in June 2014. So Zach wrestles full-time in Japan. I spoke to him yesterday on the phone. This is my friend Fergal Devitt. He wrestles in WWE as Finn Balor. He's going to be a real big star. This is Darren Cole, who wrestles full-time for a company called Ring of Honor in America. And this is Dave. I've known Dave since I was 5 years old and we live a street apart. And Dave's probably the best wrestler in the country right now. And he wrestles full-time in this country. So yeah, these are the core of the team. They're all my friends. I've known these guys for years from doing shows all over the world. And just, you know, hanging out and being like-minded, all pretty much being the same age. I think Fergal's the oldest. And Adam's the youngest. Yeah, that's right. So we're within about 6 years of each other, so we've actually got the same stuff going on. But yeah, so it's all, you know, networking is really important too. That's a good point actually on this. So the network, I got to know all these different guys, different people. So yeah, that's my talk.
Okay, are we all done?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay, brilliant. Okay.